Conor McGregor is one of the greatest fighters in the UFC. However, as a lot of you probably know, he kind of failed pretty hard and got his ass whooped in his fight against Khabib Nurmagomedov, who by the way I really don't like, and I will explain why in a future video. For now, let's focus on Mr. Notorious over here. Let's analyze the situation and find out what led to his failure and will he be able to come back from it. Oh, and by the way, apologies if I'm forced to use a shitty filter while I'm showing the fight, but the guys from UFC are kinda infamous for not giving a fuck about fair use and taking down some videos undeservingly. Anyway, enough rambling, let's get to the point.
And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand.
Okay, so one of the things I love mostly about Conor McGregor is that he always does his research on his opponent. He always makes sure he knows everything about the not only opponent's past, but also about his fighting style. For an example, take a look at his fight against Chad Mendes. Chad Mendes is known for being great at wrestling. However, Conor does a great job in keeping his distance, and even when he's caught, he keeps his cool and manages to escape from Chad's grip. In the end, Chad is exhausted and Conor knocks him out. The thing here is, Khabib does exactly what Chad tried to do. What was different this time? Well, it's actually pretty obvious. Conor takes Chad seriously and takes his time to prepare against him. With Khabib, he does the opposite. Just look at this. Conor completely underestimates his opponent, which leads to the biggest shot in the fight, and from here on, it's a downward spiral. Conor gets rocked, and then he gets completely destroyed. Seriously, look at this. Conor doesn't even seem to respect Khabib enough to even pay attention to his hands, which was incredibly disappointing to me because Conor really seemed like he was prepared at the press conference, because as usual he did his research on the Russian and even his team's past. At the conference he's constantly talking shit and exposing Khabib's team. But this time he did only half of his usual research for the talking fight and not for the actual fight. Conor saw himself as a superior and didn't think he needed to prepare this time. Just for the protocol, he actually loses a fight like this for a second time. The first time it was against Nate Diaz. Again, Conor didn't take him seriously and lost the fight. So I guess what I'm trying to say is pay attention to your opponent's hands, man. You're in a fight, not training in the gym. Please get your shit together. Now, the real question here is, can he actually come back from this? The short answer is yes, absolutely, but he has to work incredibly hard from this point on. Conor absolutely needs to beat Khabib if he wants to become the greatest UFC fighter in the history. But does he actually deserve a rematch? Doesn't matter, a rematch is the best possible thing that can happen for everyone right now. First of all, everyone will get shit ton of money if they make a rematch. Conor gets money, Khabib gets money, and the UFC as a whole gets money and even more exposure. The money is not the only thing either. Both Conor and even Khabib need this match to happen. For Conor it is important because, as I said, he needs to beat Khabib if he wants to have a chance to become the greatest in history. Khabib on the other hand also needs a rematch to make sure that nobody ever doubts his superiority to Conor. Right now the door is wide open for excuses. Conor wasn't himself, he didn't take the fight seriously, he was out of the UFC for a long time so he wasn't ready, and so on and so forth. To make sure everyone knows for a fact how much better he is, Khabib needs to beat Conor again. Now here comes the fun part. Who would win if the rematch happens? Call me crazy, but right now I predict that if a rematch were to happen, Conor McGregor will be victorious in the end. I mentioned Nate Diaz earlier in the video and how he managed to beat Conor because Conor didn't show him any respect in the fight. The thing that I didn't mention is that they actually had a rematch, and this time Conor got his shit together, prepared properly, and in the end he was indeed victorious.
For the winner by majority decision, the notorious Conor McGregor!
I'm here with the winner, Conor McGregor. Conor, that was a dog fight. You had to dig deep. Give us your thoughts.
Surprise, surprise, motherfucker! The king is back!
So that's about all I wanted to say about this topic. To sum it up, I think a rematch needs to happen, and I think that Conor will win in the end. It's been your boy, peace out.
They say I'm a rebel soul, bad to the bone, always ready to go. Everybody wants to